go to work, Stormy? Come on, look. Say good morning, Community Vapor in Smyrna. I'm here for the whole day. Come join us for silly reindeer games. Look who came to work today. Stormy. Say good morning. Come here, boy. Good boy. You want to sit? You want to sit? Sit. Really, you're making me look bad, boy. Love you. Well, good morning. The shop is open, but I am being directed just to write down in chronological order, as best I can, my strongest God memories. Now, what happened this morning is I was watching a child. I would say she was roughly 9 years old and brunette, and she is preaching. There are a bunch of children on stage with her, and she is talking about how we are funnels, and she talks about 1 Kings and abundance of rain, and she talks about blessings and talks about speaking and praying in tongues. And it was a powerful video. So powerful that when my husband brought my coffee upstairs, as he often does, I said, honey, you've got to watch this with me. And so he did. But we placed my phone, I don't know, 3 feet from either one of us. It was on the bed and we were sitting there listening. And right before it got to a very powerful part at the end, it stops. And then a different video starts playing, and that video was about refinement from my friend Nicole Burnett, Native Roots, LJ Native Roots. So I got to the shop, and I brought Stormy in today, our dog, and I made a little video of Stormy's at the shop, and I posted it to our business page, and then all of a sudden I got this overwhelming rush. My heart was racing and I was feeling hot. And it's definitely not hot in here. And I had to call my friend Pam down in Texas. And I explained to her that, I'd had this interesting morning and I needed to just spill it. And so I shared the details with her, and then we were about to begin our conversation about what was going on with her home and some things that she's working on. And I could palpably feel lungs filling back up with air completely, and my heart going back to its normal resting state. I was back at my normal temperature. And at the end of that, it was a flashback to where he had me in my sleep last night as I was resting. And he basically slowed me down and said, you are being faithful, basically, and being obedient. But he wants me to slow it down and make sure that I'm telling the right 40 stories. So I'm opening up my journal. This is one that I got in Florence just a few months ago, and I'm going to do my best just to keep it here, and I'm going to start writing. And today is January the 29th, 2024. And this pen is not going to work, so I will be right back. All right, well, that was fun. Okay, so back to January the 29th, 2024. And let's see, my earliest memory, I was in Germany. It was before my Holy Communion. And we're going to just call that the NyQuil dream. That's prevalent because then you have my Holy Communion. And then how that ties into Atchison, Kansas later. And Bob Hope. And that's just basically my history up until that point would be through the 3rd grade. Then you have my 4th and 5th grade connections and everything I learned there. I don't know that that's one of the 40 top, but we're going to just go there because that's where I'm at. Whew. All right. Then we moved to Tennessee. Sorry. April of 1981, my mama came to our house for Easter. And we had a very good conversation. And then the following month, she died, May 8th, 1981. Then we're going to go down to, let's see, right around that time, it would have been 83-ish. My grandmother had been gone, and I used to send cards to my Mull family and Arlene, and she's going to come into play very strongly 40 years later. But we're going to stay in 1983 for a minute. Go to 1986 and the 50 years of electricity. CEMC contest. It's the first thing that I wrote that won me something. But it wasn't the first important thing that I wrote, because I wrote a lot of letters that are going to come back from 83. So that's high school. I lost some friends in high school. So I'm just gonna, that's relevant. I don't know what he's trying to tell me to write down about that, but I know who all of those people are. And then March of 87, March of 1987. And we're just going to leave that. Just, it was used. It's not that that's not a miracle, but it was definitely used. Then we're going to come up I'm going to put Father Bob at number 10. That was August of 1995. I've already shared that shortly, but it may have to be shared differently. tornado of 1998 happened the week that I married my ex-husband. But my mama was at my wedding that night. That was very much a huge God moment. Another huge God moment happened at Heidi French's house during a Bible study. And when I was pregnant with Blake, he came on his due date. That was an awesome thing. But this song pulled me over. Jennifer Knapp, love you. Then I have Blake. That was a miracle. There were actually, over here we're going to put RSAC because I think that has to come back into play up here. Whew, okay. Then we've got the miracle of Morgan. And how that ties back to something I wrote 7 years ago, and we're going to put all of that together. Whew. Then, 2004, Seek Sunshine. 2006, Make a Difference Day. Who would have thought that writing blogs would lead to 10K being given to you in Dodger Stadium? That was huge for God. Also somewhere in that time frame, I want to say 2007, I Love Me Some Floyd. That was so amazing how that happened. I have my Christmas Angels. I have Pappy's Plumbing. I have Heather, Ophelia. So that's 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 20. Say my 40th birthday. And I'm kind of racing a little bit. I'm trying really hard to slow down and keep this chronological. There are some things in here that I'm going to have to come back to because I'm aware that they're there, but they're not clear. 2011. Nope. 2009. Daddy's funeral. Yeah. Out of the mouth of babes. 2011, Mark. 2013, I got an IRS check, and it was all about tithing and trusting, and that was huge. Then we have the leather journal related to my son. And at offhand, let me think, it would have been was after Daddy's funeral. It would have been wow. If I'm not mistaken, that was 2011, but I'm going to double check and put a big question mark on when that journal was, because that came up multiple times. So I need to go back to read some of the things I wrote. Then we had my God room that was started. But actually that's not going to come in order because I got to put the story of the blue wedges in here. All right. There's a lot of stuff in my God room. And it's really hard to just understand why things are being edited the way they are. But right now I'm pondering on all the ways that God has moved in Mark and our relationship since 2011 we got together. There were some really big ones. So many flips. I'm just going to put so many flips because there was a whole season where we would flip and get direction on all kinds of things, and then we forget some of these amazing things that God has done. And the whole purpose of this is to go back and document the big ones. There were so many in Italy. A lot of these were kind of not forgotten, but they were just underneath the surface, you know? So, okay. Whew. All right. So I'm going to say my daughter's singing, Morgan. I'm going to put my son's devotion. There we go. Oh, Lord. Okay, we're going to put Josie and Mimo. I'm going to put Nora. All right. All right, nope. We got to go back to Blue Ridge. Number 37. That is so perfect. Prime. Okay, so this is going to come down to, these are going to come down. I got ahead of myself. Got to put Nicole in here. Moving her. Meeting her when I moved Mom. So 37. And that would have been before. And then Blue Ridge, and then the Mole Book. And then again, Arlene. Her birthday's coming up this Wednesday. Arlene Bagwell. And that Mole Book was huge. That was healing for so many. So grateful for that. So let's see, we've got, even though I'm going to reorder these, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. I'm going to put Rome, Appian Way. Okay, I need Rome, Appian Way, and Prison. Venice, Magic. Florence, Robbed. Blessed. Abundantly. I can't even get into all of that. 47. Sanji, Morgan, and Daddy. And then, you know what? We can just, seeing That's a great story. You don't go to Montepulciano for beer, but when you see your dad's face on a beer bottle, oh, that was crazy. That was beautiful. It was so God. Not a story that's going to make sense out of context. My dad's been gone 14 years, and the network in San Gimignano is named Oscar, which was odd for Tuscany. 3 days later, we're in Montepulciano, and I wanted beer instead of wine. When the wine cellars are 500 years before Christ there, you get wine, but I wanted a beer, and I didn't know what to order, so I just asked the server to bring the best, and he brought me one, and it had my dad's face on it. 3 days later, I met the physical manifestation of him on a big hydrofoil boat on the double-decker outside of Sorrento. So 48, 49, and then 49 would be the earthquake that we were in Pazzuli. And then we'll put Gaeta. And then we'll put all, oh goodness, August. I forgot all of August. All the visits. Okay, landlord. Lease questions. Then I met my cousin's doppelganger. Okay, I get it. Cousin's doppelganger. All right. Okay, the kidneys. All right, that was a miracle. That was very cool. Okay, kidneys miracle. Okay, Sam. Pam. After 2 months of not seeing him. We've already talked about that, so that's going to rate up higher. Okay, you're going to join some things together. Whew, all right. Seek sunshine. Did I already put that down? No, pregnant with Blake. So we'll just, well, that is two separate stories. No, 2004 Seek Sunshine. I did already write it down. Woo. 2004 Seek Sunshine. Big one. I would have, let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm going to just sit here a minute. Yeah, I got it. Alan and our grandma's Bibles. That just happened in November, December. Oh. Yeah, I was hesitant to put it down. 11/26/23. All right, these will be the 40 stories. Good morning, sister. There's Stormy.